to it, because you still always expect them to walk through the door, you know. You just find a way to cope with it.
The devastated father of the two eldest children, who tragically lost their lives in the alleged murders committed by Gregory Green in Dearborn Heights, is now opening up and sharing his profound grief and loss for the very first time. This heartbroken father's voice offers a poignant glimpse into the immense pain and anguish that has engulfed his life since the unimaginable tragedy unfolded. His courageous decision to speak out sheds light on the enduring impact of such a grievous loss in the lives of the surviving family members, friends, and the community at large. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into this heartbreaking story and hear firsthand the father's account of his unfathomable loss and his enduring love for his beloved children. This story is about an ex-convict who was given a chance for redemption and he commits the same crime again. He had a pastor speak on his behalf to a parole board and later murdered the pastor's grandchildren and injured the pastor's daughter. This is an intense, unbelievable story of evil acts. It includes the full impact statement by Faith Green and Gregory Green's statement of remorse. Welcome to Off the Wall Crimes, Lost Souls Edition. Hit the subscribe button and bell to be notified for more off-the-wall crime stories. Alan's world was shattered when he received the devastating news about his children last Wednesday. Overwhelmed by grief, all he could do was cry. Chadney and Faith Green had divorced several years ago, and though he had managed to maintain contact with his children, he hadn't seen them in person since Kara's birthday party back in April. The pain he feels runs deep, not only for the loss of his children but also for the unimaginable tragedy that has befallen his ex-wife, Faith Green, and their offspring.
You know, I love everyone that showed me love back, love my kids, and they were powerful. You know, my son and my daughter, and also the babies, you know, they weren't birds to this world. We're going to be powerful individuals.
This story takes place in the city of Dearborn Heights, a suburb of Detroit, Michigan. It is in Wayne County. Victims: Faith Green, 39 years old, was a devoted mother of 4 children, 2 of whom were biological children of Gregory. She was the daughter of a pastor. Chad May Allen, 19 years old, a graduate of Southfield High School with a certificate in digital media arts. He aspired to be a movie producer. Kara Allen, 17 years old, a member of the school's newspaper staff, a varsity football cheerleader, and a member of the National Honor Society. She aspired to be an obstetrician. Coy Green, 5 years old, Faith and Gregory's biological daughter, loved arts and crafts, dressing up, ballet, and being the center of attention. Kaylee Green, 4 years old, Faith and Gregory's biological daughter, loved ballet, cheerleading, and playing outside. Tanya Green, the first wife of Gregory Green, is a pregnant mother of 2 children. The suspect: Gregory Green, a 50-year-old ex-convict, was married to Faith Green and was the biological father of Coy and Kaylee. He was the stepfather to Chadney and Kara. Gregory had previously been convicted of killing his first wife. He held a learner's permit for a commercial driver's license and had worked for the city's water department and the airport. On September 21, 2016, around 1:30 a.m., police responded to a call from a man who confessed to murdering his family and that he would be waiting on the porch to be arrested. That man was Gregory Green. When the police arrived at the family home in the 4400 block of Hip Street in Dearborn Heights, they immediately handcuffed Gregory. The police found Faith Green bound and zip-tied in the basement along with the bodies of her 2 teenagers, Chadney and Kara, who were bound and shot multiple times. Faith was forced to watch them be murdered execution-style by her husband Gregory. He also shot Faith in the foot and slashed her face and throat with a box cutter. They found the bodies of the 2 younger children, Coy and Kaylee, in their beds. Faith later learned that Gregory killed their 2 youngest children by poisoning them with carbon monoxide by putting them in the car and taping up the exhaust pipe, using a plastic tube attached to the car. He then took them back into the house and tucked them in their bed as if they were asleep. Upon further investigation, the police learned that Gregory planned to commit the murders as he had bought the piping to alter the exhaust of his car a week earlier at Home Depot. Faith was the only survivor and was taken to Beaumont Hospital in Dearborn in stable condition. Gregory Green murdered his first wife, Tanya, who was 6 months pregnant in 1991. In that case, he stabbed her in the face and chest, also killing her unborn baby. He served 16 years in prison after pleading no contest to second-degree murder. Court records showed that Faith and Gregory married in 2010. Faith filed for divorce twice, with the last time being about a month before the murders in August. She cited a breakdown in the marriage relationship. She had also filed for personal protection orders against Gregory. In 2013, the case was dismissed for lack of action. A personal protection order in the same year was rejected by a judge. In her application for the rejected personal protection order, she did not cite any physical assaults by Gregory Green but mentioned he was belligerent, threatening, and behaving aggressively. During the investigation, the police noticed a similarity between the killings of Tanya, Gregory's first wife, and the current crime. In both cases, he called 911 to confess to the murders and waited for the police to arrive and arrest him. Another similarity between both cases is that Tanya, Gregory's first wife, was also trying to leave him on the day of her death. Gregory Green was released on parole with the support of family and friends, including Pastor Fred Harris, who lobbied on his behalf. He had written letters to the parole board in support of Gregory's parole. Faith's own father, Apostle Fred Harris, had welcomed Gregory into his church and family's life, and 8 years later, Gregory turned out to be a remorseless murderer. Apostle Harris advocated for Gregory because of his own religious convictions. He believed in practicing what you preach. He also believed in second chances, forgiveness, and redemption. As a community organizer for years, he believed that if you didn't find a way of helping out, you were simply perpetuating the problem. According to the Department of Corrections, Gregory had been denied parole 4 times before he was released in 2008. He was denied parole 4 times for various reasons, but they all centered around the main idea that he had not shown remorse for his crime, had not gained adequate insight, and had a lack of empathy. Gregory's cousin said Faith had actually met Gregory when she was a young girl in school, around 14 years of age. They had a rocky marriage, and Gregory snapped after receiving the divorce papers. Gregory Green was arrested shortly after the murders. He pled guilty to 4 counts of second-degree murder and tearfully told a judge that he was responsible for the deaths of Chad May Allen, 19, Cara Allen, 17, Coy Green, 5, and Kaylee Green, 4. He also pled guilty to charges of torture, felony firearm, and assault with intent to do great bodily harm, including torturing his wife, Faith Green. During the trial, Gregory was found competent to stand trial after a mental competency exam was ordered in October. However, there was no trial due to the plea bargain. At the sentencing, Faith gave an impact statement and said,
"Not even torture and death would be justice. Your justice will come when you burn in hell for all eternity for murdering 4 innocent children, all because you're insecure as a man. Plus the other 2 lives you took. You are a con artist, you are a monster, you are a devil in disguise. You are now forever exposed."
Gregory said,
I just want to say, well, first of all, congrats. Don't even judge. I do regret and I'm sorry for what has happened. All I've ever wanted was a God-fearing, helpmate.
In March 2017, a Wayne Circuit Court judge sentenced Gregory.
With respect to counts 1 through 5, as I said, I am going to follow the sentence agreement. You're going to be sentenced to 45 to 100 years in the Michigan Department of Corrections. Count 6 to 10 years in the Michigan Department of Corrections. All will be consecutive, or concurrent with one another and consecutive to count 10, the felony firearm, which will be 2 years in the Michigan Department of Corrections. You will receive credit for 161 days. You must pay $476 in state costs, crime victims assessment in the amount of $130, court costs in the amount of $1,300, attorney's fees in the amount of $400, and a $60 DNA fee. Since this was a conviction by plea, you can file an application for leave to appeal the conviction and sentence with the Court of Appeals. You can't afford an attorney. One will be appointed for you, and that request needs to be made within the next 42 days. Thank you. We're done.
Prison records indicate that he remains incarcerated at Gus Harrison Correctional Facility in Adrian, Michigan. The earliest that Gregory can be released is in 2063. The situation had a father, Chad May Allen Sr., preparing children turn into adults and someday have grandchildren. One night, his dreams and hopes were killed at the hands of their stepfather. Faith has worked hard despite immense difficulty to turn this tragedy into something positive to help others and to keep her children's memories alive. She works with a women's shelter in Metro Detroit, has started a scholarship fund for students, and has written a book, The Monster That Killed His Family Twice, The Faith Green Story. Faith hopes her story will help others. Fathers are supposed to protect their children, and husbands should protect their wives. Gregory failed on both accounts. As Faith said, Gregory was insecure and chose to deal with it like a coward. Some ex-convicts never commit another crime and learn from their past. My sincere condolences go out to Faith's family, friends, and loved ones. We hope you continue to find strength and comfort in the love and support of those around you. This heartbreaking situation serves as a poignant reminder of the complexities of family relationships and the deep emotional ties that endure even in the face of separation. As we reflect on this heartrending story, it prompts us to empathize with Chad May Allen's grief and the unimaginable pain experienced by all those affected by this tragic event. Thanks for watching Off the Wall Crimes, Lost Souls Edition. I will see you in the next video.